What's good? What's good? It's the one and only boy with no boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Edgar Berlanga in the news, and Eddie Hearn has big plans for Edgar Berlanga already, which is good news. Something that I wish a lot more fighters, or a lot more promoters, or a lot more managers, or a lot more advisors would do. If you catch my drift. All right, so let me go ahead and get into the article, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it, because it's also something else we got to speak about. This 25. So shout out to BoxingScene.com. It says Edgar Berlanga could return in February in Puerto Rico. Edgar Berlanga took a huge step up in the level of opposition in his unanimous decision loss to Saul Canelo Alvarez on Saturday in Las Vegas. But according to the fighter's promoter, Berlanga has moved into the mix with other notable names at super middleweight. If you look at the division now, my question is, tell me a more valuable fighter and a bigger name at 168 besides Canelo. Matchroom's Eddie Hearn told whoever this dude's name is on IFL TV. For me, it's Edgar Berlanga. You got Jaime Munguia, you got Caleb Plant, you got Jamal Charlo, you got Diego Pacheco. But Edgar, after that performance and his personality and charisma as well, I think he's become a huge star. I'm really excited about the future. Diego Pacheco is also with Matchroom, though it's unlikely the promoter will potentially sacrifice one of his super middleweights so soon. He did against Canelo, but I guess that was a cash out. Rather keep the two potential options. It was tempting to conclude that Berlanga, who is now 22-1 with 17 knockouts, would get a confidence builder in early 2025. That could be held in a place where Berlanga's family is originally from. Realistically, he's going to come back in February, Hearn said. I like to take him to Puerto Rico. I think he do a huge gate there. Come back, have a good fight at 168, and then all of those names are available. There are so many options at 168. His stock has really risen. So that's actually really, really good news to hear. As far as Berlanga goes. Now I want you guys to hear this out too, and shout out to I believe this is Boxing 24, or it's like a whole bunch of Boxing News 24. It says Canelo Alvarez fought a massive cruiserweight-sized Edgar Berlanga, who reported to enter the ring at a gigantic 193 pounds for his title at super middleweight last Saturday night. Salvador Rodriguez of ESPN Knockouts reported that Berlanga, who was 22-1 with 17 knockouts, rehydrated 25 pounds. Ooh! Does that sound familiar? 25 pounds? Who else did Canelo say he was going to bring 25 pounds to the table? Oh, wow. Anyways, Berlanga rehydrated 25.4 pounds after weighing in at 167.6 pounds on Friday's weigh-in. That would explain why Canelo failed to knock Berlanga out, because he was fighting a cruiserweight. Now that's definitely facts. And that's, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. This is the main reason why I don't mind rehydration clause, bro, because I do feel like that's unfair, bro. For a fighter to gain 25 pounds. So I come in at guys like, okay, and a lot of people didn't give Floyd credit for this, right? Floyd will weigh in, when he fought Canelo, for example, right? Floyd weighed in at 151 pounds, I believe. At 151 pounds, something like that. And the next day he was like 150. And so he was technically a super welterweight, right? While Canelo weighed in at 152, but then the next day rehydrated to 167 pounds. So Floyd was basically in there with Floyd was in there with a super middleweight. So like a lot of guys, and so that's why a lot of times, like a lot of people talk about Floyd not getting knockouts, but they're not failing to understand, or they're not realizing that, like, bro, Floyd, he was always the smaller fighter. I can't remember the last time Floyd wasn't the bigger fighter in the ring. I can't remember. Like Floyd has always been the smaller man. So But that's exactly why. I mean, and it would explain it because Canelo was catching Berlanga with some big shots, but you know, bro, coming in 25 pounds over the weight limit, I don't mind it. I don't mind them having a rehydration clause, bro. I mean, because of situations like that, you know. But anyways, it says ideally protocols should be in place to prevent weight manipulations like this from occurring because it's dangerous for fighters who are fighting someone competing so far below their natural weight class. Berlanga should be competing at light heavyweight, not super middleweight. Inside the ring, Berlanga looked massive compared to Canelo, which wasn't right, given the size difference between the two fighters. With Berlanga's size, Canelo couldn't possess the power to knock out a fighter that didn't belong at 168 pounds. Berlanga should be fighting at 175 pounds, at the very least, if not the cruiserweight division. Light heavyweights rehydrate to the upper 180s to mid 190s for their fights, but you don't hear much of super middleweights putting that weight on. Again, this is another reason why sanction bodies need to enact a strict 10 pounds rehydration limits to prevent fighters from gaming the systems by fighting well with their frame to gain an advantage over small fighters. Edgar Berlanga entered the ring tonight at 193 pounds. That's 25.4 pounds over the weight limit of 167 above the weight of 167 which he weighed on Friday. The Puerto Rican won by losing, said Salvador Rodriguez or whatnot. Berlanga wouldn't be a factor if he was forced to fight at 175 pounds division among the sharks in that weight class. Once Berlanga entered those dangerous oceans at the light heavyweight, he immediately fell prey to fighters like David Benavidez, David Morrell, Anthony Yarde, and Callum Smith. Even with the maneuvering the promoters at Matchroom did for him, Berlanga would never make it to a world title challenge against 175 pounds champion Artur Beterbiev or Dimitri Bivol. So I just want to bring that up real quick, man, as well, because I mean I do feel like that's another issue that needs to be, you know, it needs attention brought on it. You know what I'm saying? Now, all right, so I got good news. I want to talk about good news, and we got to talk about the bad news, all right? So the good news is, bro, the fact that Eddie Hearn would push him to fight in February, that is amazing. I think that is great. I think that, and I think that's the smartest thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and put Edgar Berlanga on a card in February. That, you know what that does then? That keeps his confidence up. He's just fought Canelo. Go ahead and put it in Puerto Rico and make that fight happen. He gets fans, he gets attraction, he stays active. The loss is now a distant memory. Nobody was really expecting him to win. So, you know, that's actually really good news. I'm glad to hear that. And this is what happens when you keep fighters busy. Now, on the contrary, this 25 pounds, bro, I've always stated, if you guys know my videos, I've always felt like it's fair. I've had an issue with catch weights, but I don't have an issue with rehydration clause because of reasons like this. Bro, 25 pounds, bro. Like, seriously, you're gaining 25 pounds. Oh, like, that's just not fair, bro. Now, I don't know how much Canelo weighed. Canelo probably weighed like 180 or something like that. But, you know, I just feel like this is a big problem with boxing because, you know, a lot of these guys are manipulating the scales like that, bro. You coming in weighing, you know, you fighting somebody that's weighing, you know, like that's outweighing you like by so many. Like, I just feel like, I mean, it's the 10-pound rehydration clause is absolutely necessary for moments like this. And Edgar did look big. Pause. He looked a lot bigger than Canelo did, and you know, and that is exactly why. Now I know why he was able to take those shots, because the man was 193 pounds. Now, granted, we don't know how much Canelo was, but I know Berlanga looked like the bigger man in that fight or whatnot, and it's just like a big issue. I'm not even as much as I was pushing you guys. You guys know I don't push for the Canelo and Benavidez fight no more because apparently we're not gonna get it. Granted, you know, he's whatever. I wouldn't even be mad if Canelo put a rehydration. And then even Benavidez said that even if he puts a rehydration clause, he's down for that, bro. I wouldn't be mad at that. I don't hold that against him because it's like, bro, wow. I mean, you know, that is a huge advantage. If you walking in the ring at 193 pounds and I'm coming in at like a 170, like 174, like, bro, what the freak? What kind of stuff is that, bro? Like, how you just, you know, again, that's what Mayweather had to go through that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at rehydration clauses for people like Berlanga that like rehydrate a lot. And like I said, even with Benavidez, I wouldn't be mad if Canelo put a rehydration clause. Just don't make it at no dumbass catch weight. That's just my part. That's my thing, right? But you know, anyways, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?